What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to bring you some not 40 facts. This is more of a speculation slash theory video on the rise of a Tau god. That's right, guys, you heard it right. There is supposedly a Tau god that has been manifesting in the warp. Now, it's not made because of the Tau, because the Tau barely register in the warp. Supposedly, it's made by the psychic abilities of the Tau auxiliaries under the banner of the greater good. So you could say this is a greater good god made indirectly for the Tau. It's weird. It's wishy-washy, but uh, rumor has it. I think it was at the end of one of the most recent novels where it mentioned that I think Malkador had something to. I don't know, guys. I'm a little I'm as perplexed as you guys are, but we do have a little bit of like inklings as to what's been going on. So, for example, during the fourth sphere expansion, as we know, they were like tempting with intergalactic travel, and because of it, they made a unrefined, unfinished prototype that got the fourth sphere troops and whatnot lost in the warp. Before they got lost, it said that like a colorful, kind of like force field or colorful demonic array capsized them and kind of trapped them in the warp. And that leads me to believe that Zeech has a part in this. It says that when they were in the warp, that unnatural figures and shapes and creatures were tormenting them. But the reason why they were able to leave the warp and actually get spit out into real space is because of this Tau god. Now, I've heard rumors that it's a many-armed ethereal-like creature. Others say it's actually a Zeech demon in disguise or something like that. But again, it's all theories. It's all speculation at this point. Okay, so I've managed to pull this from a little snippet that you guys sent us via Facebook, so this is what you guys have to say. So, the idea of the Tau God debuted in 8th edition. It kind of gave you a little bit of lore in the Tau Codex, however, it was more elaborated in the War of Secrets novel. Now apparently, the emotional feedback from the psychic races of the Tauva, humanity included, has been feeding a warp entity. And this same warp entity was responsible for saving the fourth sphere expansion from destruction. However, the Tau found the entity itself highly unsettling because for socio-cultural reasons. For example, the Tauva basically mandates atheism, and yet the Tauva is underpinning whatever this entity is. So, to the degree that its only logical conclusion was that the Tau have to kill all of the non-Tau auxilia of the fourth sphere expansion. So basically what this means is that this entity is kind of hard for the Tau to grasp the concept of. Tau lore, Tau culture does not believe in gods. They don't believe in devils, they don't believe in angels, that kind of thing. They don't believe in gods. So, when they're being pushed into the warp and they're being besieged by demons and all this stuff, that is a very, very crazy thing for them to understand. That's like saying if you're an atheist and then you end up meeting God or something like that. Like that's going to be a mind-altering experience. So they're actually taking this as I've got to kill the auxiliaries. Because the fourth sphere expansion troops that went into the warp and got spit out, afterwards, during the fifth sphere expansion, they targeted Kroot, Vespid, Guevesa, anything that was under the greater good that was not Tau, they killed. So much so that it led to massive battles, and there's a huge, huge world that actually revolted. I believe it was the Kroot, and it became almost a very very devastating civil war. So because of this, they were actually reprimanded. The main Tau forces got all the Tau that were in the Force Sphere expansion, and I believe they gave them like a ritual punishment, but that didn't end up working, and then they ended up having to be segregated by the other auxiliaries. So they're still in the military. They're still, fighting for the greater good, but they're not fighting alongside Kroot, Vespid, Guevesa, etc. Now, we gotta remember that this isn't the first time that Tau have dealt with chaos. During the events on Arthas Moloch with Commander Farsight, he ended up fighting Khorne demons, as well as Zechian demons, and that kinda has a lot to play with how he got his sword. His sword might be necrotic in nature, or it might even be chaotic. So, his sword, if you don't know, has the ability to steal whatever life force it has from the person he killed. So, for example, say, I'm fighting Farsight, and I'm not supposed to die till 10 years from now. However, Farsight beheads me. Now those 10 years get added to Farsight's life. So, whether this sword is chronophagic in the terms of being chaos fueled or necron fueled, it's something ancient, and it has a lot to do with chaos, because in that same area where he found the sword, there were statues with certain talismans, and these talismans were able to ward off chaos, like the Khorne demons would not go near them. So, we know that the Tau have had encounters with chaos. They can fight against chaos, but since they don't register in the warp, it's not a continuous problem. So, that just goes to show you that maybe this chaos Tau god isn't what we think it is, because at this point it's not 100% factual, even though they kind of do mention it in that book, The War of Secrets. It may just be speculation, or it may just be something that never gets touched up again. I mean, because GW's been known to do that. Like, for example, bringing in perpetuals and never explaining what exactly a perpetual is, how their powers work, what constituted the rise of perpetuals. Anyway, I'm kind of veering off topic, but yeah, it's kind of hard to just think about a race that has nothing to do with psychic powers, nothing to do with the warp, and yet they're getting a warp god. Especially one that wasn't made directly through them. It was made through the auxiliaries. But I don't know, I guess we'll see, wait and see what happens. But yeah, if you guys have any theories, if you guys have any more pieces of lore that kind of points at this Tau god, please let me know in the comments below. This was a topic that has been bombarding the comment sections on our Facebook page. A lot of messages from you guys asking, have you heard about the Chaos God of Tau? Is this a thing? What's going on? And I mean, there's not much on it. Like, the Tau Codex recently came out, and I believe that book, War of Secrets, was pretty new too. But I mean, there's only like inklings of information alluding to this. So, I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that was my interpretations on it. Well, not really, because like, I don't want that to happen. I want my Tau to stay chaos free. They're not psychers, don't give them that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. This is the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll see you guys next time.